collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the DX Magnum Shooter 40X from Kamen Rider Geats. And it is the 40X, kind of a play on the word fox to coincide with Geats' fox motif. It does have two modes, kind of a smaller handgun mode and then a larger rifle mode. And it does come with the water raise buckle. Taking a look at the top of the box, just showing off the two modes and how the buckles connect to the gun. It does have a reader built in, which is actually pretty exciting. We'll take a look at that. Not really much going on the bottom, just your warnings and whatnot, but it does have the 3 watch batteries included. So batteries are not needed for this one. Pretty exciting there. Over here, just showing you the contents of the box. Got a picture of the rifle mode. Over here, you got a nice picture of Geats wielding it. Spinning it around to the back, just kind of, basic instructions. You can switch between the two modes. You can pull this piece on the back to get kind of like a stronger attack. Of course, you can attach the buckles, and of course, the buckle works with the desired driver. So all of that will be shown in this video. So let's go ahead, let's get everything out of the box here, and we will take a closer look. So here's everything you get in the box. We'll take a look at the water raise buckle real quick. It's pretty basic. Nice black and blue color scheme here. You have the little faucet that you turn and it springs back. You have the QR code here. And then the number is number 3. So doesn't do a ton on its own, but I think it looks pretty cool. We'll put it off to the side for the moment so we can focus on the Magnum Shooter 40X. Really, really looks nice. You have some really nice red metallic paint back here. And I think the trigger's even painted. It looks great. I always worry when they paint triggers on these toys that it's going to rub off eventually, and hopefully that doesn't happen. This is where you connect the buckles. This is the button for the release of the buckles. You have a little clip back here because you can put it on one of the belt holsters, which I'll show off in a moment. It does have an on and off switch, and it does have a little tab that you pull out for the batteries. So the batteries are in this compartment here. If you would ever need to change them out, there's a tiny little pin that you just depress, and then you can slide this off. But I really appreciate the fact that even though it is a toy that comes with batteries already loaded, it still has an on and off switch. Because a lot of times when you have batteries kind of built into it and you just pull the tab out, there's no way to turn it off. And I do appreciate the fact that you can turn this on and off. Speakers located right here. But all in all, it looks really great. I mean, all of this red metallic paint looks really sharp. And I really like the look of this thing. I think it looks really cool. So you have this little clip here. If you have one of these on the belt, which you would feed the belt through that strap right there, you can go ahead and clip that on as a holster. And then you can still kind of move this around. So for some reason you wanted to shoot from the hip, you could totally do that. Or if you wanted to have this at like an angle, if you kind of like the look of that, I think that's kind of cool. So a lot of nice options there, but I think that's really cool. Very small little detail, but it totally works and doesn't really get in the way of the gun itself. You do have some really nice LEDs in here as well. Now the LEDs, of course, are not going to show through the other side, but still looks really, really nice. So let's just go ahead and turn this on.
Magnum Shooter 40X.
So it says its name, really nice dark red LED there to match the paint. Looks really cool if we press the trigger. Kind of a generic blast sound. If we hold it down, does nothing. But we can pull this back.
Bullet charge.
So it'll say bullet charge, and now the light's kind of pulsing, waiting for you to fire. So you get a really nice rapid fire sound there as the LED changes through the colors, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. And then you're back to the generic shooting sound there. This button right here, kind of well hidden. You can press this down and then this will rotate out.
Rifle.
So now it's in the rifle mode. You can hear that we do have a different sound. Again, if we hold it down, doesn't do anything, but we can pull this back.
Charge. Tactical shoot.
So it says tactical shoot, and then again the LED there kind of goes through the various colors. But yeah, all in all, I think that's pretty cool. That's kind of all it does on its own. You have about 2 sounds per mode, but I like it a lot. I think it's really cool. Now, when we go to attach the buckles, it does not matter which configuration it's in. It's going to make the same sound, so just kind of for the sake of keeping everything in frame, I'm going to switch it back to this mode, and then we'll go ahead and just try water. So you just pop this right on. So it says the name of the raised buckle, and the LED matches the color scheme, which I think is really, really cool. I'll just go ahead and do it just to prove my point. And then again, the button to release is back here. So if we slide this back on, so it still just says Tactical Blast. Now, if you hit the trigger again while it's attached, it's going to give you the same effect. If you turn this on the front, so you don't have to turn this or whatever the function is of the raised buckle to get the sound. You can just hit the trigger, but you'll kind of get some extra fanfare, same as when you first attach it. So just to show this again, when you first slide it on, you'll hear that kind of water sound. So I thought you got the water sound a little bit when you just connect it, but I almost didn't hear it the second time. But when you turn this, you definitely get the water sound. Then it says water, but it's always Tactical Blast. So when you first attach it, if you turn this while it's already attached, or if you just hit the trigger, you're going to get the same Tactical Blast, but you get a little bit of a difference in the sound effects before the Tactical Blast. If you just hit the trigger, it goes right into the attack. If you attach it the first time or turn it, you'll get that kind of pulsating sound waiting for you to do the attack. So it's a little different, but pretty much around the same sound effect in terms of the attack sound itself. All right, so let's try out some of the other raised buckles that we have. Of course, we'll start with Magnum. So you get kind of a white LED there, which is kind of cool. And this is kind of cool, particularly for the rifle mode, because it kind of makes it look like it's a two-handed gun like this. So I think this one really works, and kind of, not seamlessly, but it definitely kind of integrates into the gun pretty well. So let's go ahead next and try Boost. So I just wanted to point out that revving that multiple times does not really change anything in terms of the sound effects. The other thing I wanted to point out, when you use this piece on the back, it kind of negates whatever's attached here. So if I just go ahead and... So it's still just going to do the tactical shoot. If I would go like this, and then do this, so you can't really add like these two together or stack them, When you do this one, it starts out like that. If you go ahead and, start the raise buckle, it's going to kind of override that and cancel it out. So you can't, unfortunately, stack those two sounds. Next up, we'll try zombie.
Poison. Tactical blast.
So you get a really nice purple LED, but it actually says poison instead of zombie, which is interesting.
Poison. Tactical blast.
Next up, we'll try hammer.
Hammer. Tactical blast. Hammer. Tactical blast.
And then the last one we have to try so far is Revice.
Kamen Rider. Tactical blast. Kamen Rider. Tactical blast.
So I believe all the legend buckles just say Kamen Rider. They don't have individual sounds for the individual riders, unfortunately. But still pretty cool. So next up, we'll try it out on the Desire driver.
Out water. Ready. Fight. Water. Strike.
Let's bring in Magnum.
Set. Duel on. Magnum. Out water. Ready. Fight. Magnum. Water. Victory. Set. Duel on.
I think this thing is a ton of fun. Honestly, the fact that it has a reader on it is really impressive, because usually with rider weapons, when there's a spot to attach the gimmick item, the sound is coming out of the gimmick item itself and just pairing with the sound that the weapon makes. But here, all of the sounds are coming from the weapon, because these raise buckles don't have any sound effects in them whatsoever. So that's really impressive. It can read the buckle, changes the LED accordingly, says the name of the buckle. I mean, yes, it's always the same attack sound, but it's still doing a lot, and I think that's really cool. Now, I don't know if it's going to be able to read every raise buckle that comes out this year. We'll have to wait and see. But I think we see a little bit like with all the Legend Rider buckles just saying Kamen Rider. There's probably going to be a few generic sounds that some of these buckles are going to default to, because there's only so many sounds they can pack into it. But still, as of right now, it's pretty much reading all of the buckles with unique sounds and lights, and that's really, really cool. Plus, it just looks fantastic. I think even just the toy on its own, it has a nice sound effect for both modes. You have an attack sound for both modes, as well as a super attack sound for both modes, and it just looks really cool. I think the paint, everything on this looks really sharp. It's a great color scheme, and that LED changing colors is just really, really cool. So I don't really have too much to complain about this one. You even get the DX version of the water raise buckle, and I know that the candy toy version is probably going to look pretty much exactly the same, but I still think this thing's a ton of fun, and the raise buckle's just extra incentive to pick it up. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but I definitely recommend adding this one to the collection. I think there's a lot of playability here. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.